Hey guys, it's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another podcast. This is a DC animated movie that came out, and no, it's not Joker Folia 2 because that's flying at the box office. This is a movie that was direct to video based on the Batman cartoon from the 2000s, mid 2000s. Batman versus Dracula, yeah, from 2006, I believe. It's 84 minutes long, so let's get to it. I've been wanting to do this one. I was going to do it last week. I was just really tired. But I'm ready to do this. I first saw this during the when I was sick in 2019. I was sick with a flu, and I saw this movie. I wanted to see it because I was on a Batman kick. Batman versus Dracula. I already did this one, Batman and Superman, World's Finest. There's a symbol. Yeah, I skipped Folia Do. I will not be reviewing it this year. I'll see it when it's on streaming. It failed because it was too little too late. Sorry, guys, but that first movie was lightning in a bottle. Before the pandemic, anybody would go to the theater. Now that the pandemic happened and streaming took over, people rather just watch The Penguin on Max because it's free. And we get that every week. So we don't need any more DC stuff till next year. Hopefully Superman Legacy will be good and not a copy of the Richard Donner movies or Man of Steel, because I don't need another Dark Superman. Music by Thomas Chase Jones. Excuse me. Sam Liu is one of the sequence directors, yeah. Written by Dwayne Capizzi. Directed by Michael Goguen. Arkham Asylum. Where else can we start, right? And at least this movie's short. It's only 84 minutes, not 2 hours and 17 minutes. That's too long, guys. Deadpool Wolverine beats you because it's shorter. It's not 2 hours and 17 minutes. It's an hour and 59 minutes without the end credits. That's shorter and it was better. You're not going to be better than that. They're playing bingo in Arkham Asylum. Ugh, that's disgusting. There's the Penguin. Yeah, he's the voice. He's Tom Kenny's voice. Me neither. And why is Penguin working? Because it's not preaching and it's short. Each episode is about an hour and that's it. Good morning, heterosexual guy. This is a fun movie for kids and adults. Yeah, it has gore in it, so it's not really for little kids. Heard that Joker Falito got lambasted by audiences. Yeah, they didn't know it was a musical. Next time you go to the theater, guys, look up what's in the movie. Stop taking kids to movies that they're not supposed to be seeing, like Deadpool Wolverine. Oh, I was horrified. It's not it's an R-rated movie. That means kids under 17 should not be there. And Moana 2 is a musical. It's an animated musical, so don't get mad when they start singing. Not all musicals are Disney movies, you know. Look at the Mean Girls remake. People were upset that Sweeney Todd was a musical, and like, it's based on a Broadway show. What were you expecting? Pay attention to what the content on the movie or the show that you're watching. Yeah, this voice of Joker, I'm not a big fan of. It's Kevin Michael Richardson as the voice. I'm just like, he sounds like this. And I'm like, I don't think the Joker. It's not because he's black. It's just that it's a weird voice for the Joker. I'm not the biggest fan of Kevin Michael Richardson's Joker voice. Is it better than Leto? Yeah, but that's only because Leto sucked. As the Joker. Folia Do may have flopped, but at least it's still a better movie than Suicide Squad. It's not as annoying. If you're gonna give us a new Harley Quinn, give us a new Harley Quinn. Don't be afraid. Just saying, you had a chance to upstage Margot Robbie and they didn't do it, so I can skip it. Okay, I'm going to Comic-Con next week. I'll see a real Harley Quinn in there, and I'll see the real Joker, and I'll see the real Batman, and I'll see the real Penguin. I don't need to see some some watered down version. Batman's voice I do like here, Reno Romano. He's Canadian. He did the voice of Randy in the Godzilla cartoon from the 90s. And why is the Joker barefoot here? I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't like the design of the voice. I think it's weird. I know Mark Hamill wasn't going to do this. Penguin's fine. He said, "It sounds like this." The Joker's not supposed to have a deep voice like that. It's like, "Joker's here," like that. Not no. Not a big fan of this Joker. It's probably my second least favorite design in the cartoons. That's why they turned the Joker into a vampire here. No, I don't like this voice. Some people didn't like Hamill, but I'm like, was a legendary Joker, guys, and so was even Tony Hale. I thought was a much better Joker voice than this guy. Yeah, why is Joker barefoot here? He's supposed to wear shoes, not bare feet. He's not an ape. Oh yeah, here we go. Batman's not smiling in this one. Because even when I first saw this, I'm like, what? Why does Joker sound like that? They could have staffed somebody else, anybody. Not. It doesn't have to be about race because that's not what DC is about. I mean, granted, sometimes they force it, like in Blue Beetle, but if you have a good voice actor, I don't care what race they are. I mean, Casey Kasem was Middle Eastern, and he was a great Shaggy. I mean, he's the best, the best voice of Shaggy. But Matthew Lillard did fine, and some other actors as well. But if I don't like the voice, I don't like the voice. The animation's good in this, but like I said, some of the designs of the characters I wasn't a big fan of. A cat. They all have crosses. They're all dead. No, no. Colin Farrell doesn't do that in the show. That's what Josh thought I was going to hate it because he's in it. He's a great penguin. Yeah, I haven't said that in a while. This is the only role I've seen him in where he's just completely transformed. It's not Colin Farrell doing an accent like this. No, it's something different. It's called transforming yourself. That's what I wanted to see. I didn't want to see Colin Farrell as the penguin. I wanted to see him become the penguin, and he did. And you're invited, Josh. If you want to come in to see my stream, see it. I don't have to invite you to everything. That's not what life is about. You have to you have to take the first step. I can't do it for you. If I didn't do these podcasts, I wouldn't have an audience. But I have to do it for my fans. I can't share this now because it's not uploaded yet. We're only about 9 minutes in. That's why I didn't see that cartoon back in the 2000s because I didn't like the Joker's redesign. It's just Patchy the Pirate voice, but with a mix of SpongeBob in there. Just like this. Yeah. At least he got a voice actor for this. Hmm. Penguin's such a legendary character. Why would you make why would they make a Joker movie that's mediocre and that the Penguin is doing well on streaming and so is Agatha? Josh was worried, oh, it's not going to live up to WandaVision. It's not WandaVision. It's more Burton-esque. It's more dark humor and dark, imagery and spells that are not, and it's not a comedy. It's something different. That's why people are liking it. It has problems. Like I said, there's two actors in it I could not care less about. But it's not Catherine. She's great. She carries the show. The leads on Agatha and Penguin are working. Yeah, Penguin bleeds because again, this is not rated, but there's some blood in this, guys. It's not as much as Dark Knight Returns or something like that. Mm-hmm. Dracula is reanimating. Agatha, the first week it came out, it got over 9 million viewers on Disney Plus. Of course, because people are interested in seeing something new. They don't want the same CGI fest we got in every Marvel movie since 2008. They want something different. They want atmosphere and a new character to root for and get behind. And we get to see more of Catherine's gorgeous body. So there's nothing wrong with it. Not from with her. She's not the problem. Ah! There's Dracula. It looks awesome too. It's a worthy villain for Batman to fight. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, it was. Yeah, you don't need to spend $100 million on every movie. DC, Marvel did because they knew Deadpool and Wolverine was going to be huge, and it already had a fan base, and people want more Deadpool. They don't want any more, tricks. Sorry, if you don't give us what we want, we're not going to show up. We could just wait till it's on streaming. That's what happened with the Flash. I didn't get the movie I wanted. I really wanted a Flash movie that was respectful to the comics and lighthearted and not 2.5 hours. And Ezra Miller going crazy. Sorry. Also, give us a movie that we asked for. Don't give us stuff that we didn't. It's why none of their movies made money last year. We got these sequels years after the first one, and it was too late. You cannot give us a sequel 5 years later. We're not going to care. Deadpool, it took 6 years because they had to do because the Fox acquisition of Disney that had to buy them out, and they had to wait a while, but it was worth the wait. But the second movie came out 2 years after the first one, not 5 years. Everything is about timing. Do things on time. Don't wait for the last minute. Got it? If I did this movie in November, it would make no sense because it's not. There's no horror in November. It's not a Thanksgiving or Christmas movie. So, but for Halloween, it's perfect. It's Dracula. He looks awesome too. He's menacing. Bite marks. They can't show too much gore. He's menacing. He just walks really slowly and he's scary. I didn't get scared. Like, who's the villain in Joker Folly You Do? Is it the people? I don't know. Undead. Ooh, blood. Who's that voice? I think it's Peter Stormare. He's Swedish. He has the influence. Yeah, it doesn't bother me that it's an R-rated movie. That's another thing. When we got Deadpool and Wolverine, that was the R-rated movie of the year. There's nothing else that's going to even come close to topping it. You think Kraven the Hunter is going to make money? Even if it does, if it's not good, no one's going to want to see it in the theater. No one. Because let's face it, Venom 3 is going to suffer for that because of what happened with the thing. Because like I said, Deadpool and Wolverine was the peak of R-rated comic book movies this year. And anything that comes out is going to be less no matter what. Sorry. Unless you do a Blade movie afterwards, yeah, I doubt that we're going to get that again. The most corrupt city in the DC universe. That voice is cool. Just a backstory. Yeah, when don't you thirst, Dracula? A girl. Look, a redhead. That's Tara Strong. She's going to be at Comic-Con next week. And it's a good thing her voice is sexy. It's not annoying like Harley Quinn. No, I didn't want annoying Harley Quinn. I wanted a new take, but unfortunately, we're not going to get that now. Oh well, whatever. You can't win them all, right? DC hasn't had a hit for a while, so their shows have been hits, but their movies have been less than favorable this year. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I didn't have any tissue, and I don't want to spit on the screen. So, hey, Network 98. Here's Vicky's a redhead in the 89 film. She's blonde, but it doesn't matter hair color with her. There's been different interpretation. Lois has always been a brunette, though, not a blonde, not a redhead, a brunette. That's why Amy Adams failed as Lois, because she doesn't look like her. Sorry. Here we go. Hey, gosh, I guess you finally made it. We're about 20 minutes in. We're not done yet. We got about an hour left. I don't remember if this has a post-credit scene, but it's longer than the last DC movie I did. Marvel has always been more successful. We know that. Once they got Iron Man, they were going to beat DC no matter what. Dark Knight was just a fluke because again, Nolan made a movie that everybody wanted to see when Heath Ledger died, but they didn't have that kind of publicity with Joker Folie do. They didn't, or with Beetle or Aquaman 2 or any of those other films that came out last year. I guess no, there is no I guess, Josh. You're either here or you're not. I'm here. I'm in the present. I don't live in the past. I live in the present. This is me showing my face because I got nothing to hide. And my face is getting smaller, which means that I'm losing weight. That's awesome. Batman kicked him right in the face. I don't guess. I know. When Deadpool made all that money, I was not guessing it was going to make that. I knew it was going to make that. I had this feeling. I'm like, the first one made a lot of money for an R-rated movie, and then the second one, while it wasn't as good as the first one, it still made money. And then this one blew up the box office. Nothing stood a chance. It was this year's Barbie, and it almost beat Barbie, but hey, it got close. At least it's a better movie. It's less pandering than Barbie was. But anyway, back to the movie. This is not a Barbie podcast. This is a Batman. Let's get back to the movie because this movie is awesome for what it is, and for the month of October is perfect. And Batman's all alone here. There's no Batgirl or Robin in this movie. It's just him by himself with Alfred. For Endgame, I don't want to hear any excuses because I'm like that movie is almost 3 hours long, and if I do it this year or next year, I'm gonna go full force. I will not be hiding my reaction because I can't do it on Disney Plus because I'll get a copyright infringement. Mojo. Mm-hmm. Poppycock. You didn't see this movie? I mean, who hasn't? I mean, it's a TV movie based on the TV show from the 2000s. Yeah, because they come out at night. There he is, full form. Classic Dracula. Mm-hmm. Why do you think Dracula is my favorite character in Monster High? Because she's gorgeous. Look at her. I didn't see this when this first came out because I didn't know about it. I mean, there was so many Batman animated movies at that time between 2000 and 2009. You just snuck in. Yep, Wayne Industries. Your shot. With DC and Marvel, there's a lot of animated live action I can't watch. What do you mean you can't watch, Josh? Yes, you can. You got to make the effort. I won't watch Constantine because I'm not a fan of the character. I saw the movie and I didn't care for it. It's not Keanu Reeves. It's just I don't like that character. He smokes, he has a weird accent, and he's bisexual. There's none of that I'm into. Sorry. All at once, you can watch one at a time. Try to make it easier on myself. Try to try everything. Not. Yeah, these there two Canadians and a Swedish man doing the voices here. Ex- the only American actor is Kevin Michael Richardson, who turns into a vampire, and Tom Kenny. Yeah, bats are nocturnal. They don't fly in the daytime because they sleep in the daytime and they go out at night. Like me when I go to the movie theaters. Solar power. Me too. That's awesome. His eyes are turning red. I don't care that that Dracula is played by an Asian. That makes me want her even more in the Monster High movies. That pink face and that heart on her face. What do you think that's going to do to me as a heterosexual man? It's going to make me go crazy. Yeah, there's nothing I hide about my about who I am. I don't need to. I'm not autistic. I'm sorry. I'm not autistic, guys. I'm not bipolar. I'm not any of those things. ADHD is not a mental illness. It's a disorder. But I learned to deal with it. I use my hyperactivity to entertain you, not me. You. Some people are boring just reading cards. I don't read cards on the internet. Sorry, terribly wrong. Mm-hmm. Alucard, yeah, that's Dracula backwards. This is more of an adult story. It's not a comedy. This one is way more serious than the animated series or the Superman animated series. That's awesome. He has got a lot of presence in this movie. He has anime hair. No reflection. Hmm. She looks more like Barbara Gordon, but Barbara Gordon's not here. Yes, and Dracula doesn't prey on women. Why? Because he's as heterosexual as I am. Except I don't bite women because I'm not like that. I bite food. I don't bite people unless I have to defend myself. I'm not a dog. We're 30 minutes in, 31 minutes. Alucard, yeah. Dracula. I know. That's actually Dracula's son's name, but in Son of Dracula and also in Castlevania Symphony of the Night. You also said I can't love each character of every character, but you also said it won't hurt you to try. Mm-hmm. Count Dracula. Mm-hmm. Yep, we know. Like COVID was transferred through blood or through spit. Mhm. That's why I got vaccinated because I want to be safe. It's not the government. It's not a government conspiracy. It's real. The vaccine saved me from dying. Yep, his family. Mm-hmm. Son survives. Yeah, it's good. There's a reason Batman's the character that built the House of DC. Without him, it would not have lasted as long as it did. Because even before the Superman movies with Christopher Reeve, you had the '60s Batman show and you had the serials. Hmm. Mm-hmm. More Penguin. And Joker disappears until the second half of the film. Because we know he didn't die in the first 15 minutes of the movie. No. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Veil. I still prefer the word name Jill, but that's just me because I have a thing for women named Jill in a movie or a show. It just does things for me. Not the movie Jack and Jill. No, not that. That's an abomination. I'm talking about an actual woman named Jill. Does it for me. Naya's birthday's in November, so I'm gonna definitely do a nice shrine for her. Of course, you have a Batman sighting. When don't you have a Batman sighting? Oh yeah, Gotham Knights, which failed. Again, you didn't give us what we wanted. Adapt the comic and do it right. That's what people want. It's why Wolverine was got a huge reaction when he put the mask on. We waited 2 decades for that, guys. Two, not 10 years, 24 years. And Sean said it would never be done. Yet here we are. Yellow costume, mask, and the movie made over $1 billion, and it's still making money. People are buying the digital copies of it already, and the Blu-ray is going to sell well. I know because I know Marvel can't fail all the time. They failed twice last year. They couldn't fail a third time. They still got a grasp on their audience. They still know their audience despite the problems. They've managed to persevere. That's why my name is John Avenger and not John Justice Leaguer, because I know which team I was going to win with. I knew it. I watch DC stuff. I have a lot of their animated films, but their recent films have been bombing and just not connecting with audiences. On streaming, The Flash did fine, but it would have done better if it was just on streaming. I went to the theater dressed up and nobody cared. It's sad because I could go to other movies dressed up and they would acknowledge me. Yep, gotcha. This movie technically has three villains because you have the Penguin, Dracula, and then you have the Joker later in the film as a vampire. Because, like I said, with Deadpool and Wolverine, I was not expecting Deadpool's going to kill the MCU, and that didn't happen. You were wrong, Josh. I knew I was. You were wrong. I'm like that. They can't do that because then it will make no sense why Captain America is coming out next year, or the Thunderbolts, or Fantastic Four. I'm like, yeah, that can't happen if he kills everybody. That wouldn't have made any sense. Mm-hmm. Batman always has the way to just talk people down, like with just his voice. Stormare does a great job as Dracula. At least they got somebody that's actually from Europe, not a British guy. Mm. He has blue eyes, like ice cold blue eyes. They also don't like silver. Dracula is always hard to fight in the Castlevania games. Well, in the first game, and in the third game, and in Super Castlevania 4. Because in the second game, he's so easy. He doesn't even look like Dracula. I'll bat you. I'm not worried about next year because this year has been a disaster. From the moment it started, it's not as bad as 2020. That's a year that will never be topped with how terrible it was because we were locked in here like caged animals. We had nothing in the theater, and everybody was stuck in their homes seeing stuff on streaming or on VHS or DVD or Blu-ray. That was way worse than this year. At least I got to go to the theater this year and have my voice be heard. Because I don't have to write paragraphs. I have to say things out loud so people can hear me. There's so much I want to do in these franchises, smaller films, that it's a lot to ask. No, it's not, Josh. Take a film, set it up, and just watch it. It's not that hard. This isn't rocket science. I didn't do it for a couple of days and I needed the break because I thought I was going to get my tooth taken out. Mm-hmm. Nope, it's not going to get him. The sun. You forgot about the sun, Dracula. Yep, it burns. They don't sparkle. Vampires don't sparkle. Sorry, guys, but they don't. 42 minutes in. He has a cool voice. When I saw Naya at the KCAs, I was speechless. And I can say that because she's going to be 20 this year. She's not a kid anymore. Man, he got banged up. The Cloaked Rider. Yep, he's having another flashback of his parents dying. Can we please not see this again in the future? We've seen it enough. They did that at the end of the first Joker, and I'm like, why? You didn't need to see that again. The pearls on the ground and Bruce losing. I still think of girls like Eva. It's not hard. I understand seeing a movie that's really long, but I choose short films so that people don't have to watch me for 3 hours because that's a lot to ask. An hour and 20 minutes is a lot shorter than 3 hours or 2.5 hours. Yeah, that'll wake you up. Oh yeah, now the sun's coming out, but I don't care. It's not that hot today. Vigilante or a villain? It's the stuff in my collection. Why? Because they're long, or because people are complaining about Ring of Power? Ring of Power has nothing to do with the Peter Jackson movies. They're like prequels or something. I don't know. There's Joker. Not this year. It's funny how Penguin's show was a success and his movie was a flop. Yet I love the Joker more, but again, do it right. Pengy. Exactly. Nothing here for you. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Incomplete. I can't do every movie in a franchise, Josh. It would take me the rest of my life to do Star Wars. I did the 6 films that matter. I will never do a podcast for Force Awakens. Disney would have to pay me a check of $1 million tax free to do that a podcast for that movie. I'm not sitting through the hobos acting again. That's something I will never ask you from anyone because she can't act and she sucks the soul out of me. Who's in them or such as that's fine. Penguin isn't so bad so far. I really like it. It's great. It's a great show. It's not perfect. There's people that could have been cut from the show. Like 2 actors could have been trimmed out, and the show would be like 45 minutes, not an hour, not almost an hour. Just saying. Yeah, we're about halfway through the movie, so, and it's not a comedy. It's like it's very dark. I already gave blood. Hmm. Alistair Duncan. I think that was the guy in Tower of Terror. Yeah, he pretty much played kind of an Alfred in that. Yep, he's drinking blood again. Not really kid friendly, I'll tell you that. You saw my collection physically, but not digitally. Well, I don't know what you have digitally, Josh. I got some new films digitally. It's not a lot to ask. Again, set up a date and do it. It's not that hard. I know you don't have a laptop. When you have one, you won't have excuses anymore. Just do it. Set it up, and there we go. I could set up podcasts on my phone because my phone's very powerful. People don't know just because it's an iPhone 12 doesn't mean that it's outdated. It's not. It's the best phone I've had in years. Let me tell you, literally, it's got 5G and also enough. I could take enough pictures to make me that'll last me for years. That's why I take so many pictures of Caitlin and Heather because I'm like again I'm obsessed. We know that. No, I'm not feeling this voice. Why do people think that anything animated is for kids? It's not. The Harley Quinn cartoon is not. It's got enough blood and curse words to make a parent go, "What? I thought this was a kids show." It's not. You're afraid of being canceled. I'm not. Look at me. I'm not doing anything offensive. That wasn't a vampire. That was a cheater or something. It's like the beginning of Blade. He's slurping that blood like it's a milkshake. That was an awesome punch. Attacked or tired of being on edge. I'm like, attacked. Who's gonna attack you on a screen, Josh? People are there's always gonna be trolls out there. Just block them. That's what I had to do in my old podcast with Little Sims because I don't like him anymore as a kid, and You should not have been watching my content in the first place. Children or teeny boppers that are like 13 or 14 should not be watching YouTube unattended. If they're 18, fine, but not 13 or 14. Patsy! Yeah, it's kind of like irritating a little bit. How am I going to get canceled doing a DC movie that came out already years ago? Not a movie that's still in theaters. I'm not going to stream a bootleg copy. No, I don't do that because I'm like, that would be like, illegal. And I don't do that. I only BitTorrent a movie if it's a bad film that I don't want to see in the theater. Like Night Swim. Was never going to see that in the theater. It didn't interest me. Tarot, I saw it on Netflix, so it was horrible, but at least I got to sit through it legally. Thank God that my jaw doesn't hurt anymore. That's why I didn't do a podcast last week or the week before. Well, 2 weeks ago, because I had a jaw pain right here. I had an infection in my mouth. Just trolls are some of the Nerd Pack members. Yeah. It's not a little girl. I post women because I'm like, people know that I'm heterosexual. They're not going to question me again, ever, especially when I go to the convention next week. Again, don't expect any podcast that day. I'm going to do a video when I get back from the convention. Wait. Be patient, people. Because, last year I was so exhausted, I didn't even want to do it. But I did it. Sigh. I want to do another movie with Heather, but there's not as many to do. Because it's mainly just a cameo. Or if I get Messengers 2, I can do that one. If they have that on streaming, or if I could find it on DVD cheap and not a bootleg this time, I'll do that one because she's so yummy. Ugh. Nope. The sun's not even good for people because it's a star and it burns people. That's me about women heavily on that day. I'm still figuring out what to do on this channel. Again, get a movie with a woman or a horror movie and just do it. That's what I'm doing. I'm only doing podcasts for movies that have something horror related. I can't do Alien. Why? Because it's an old movie. I'd rather do Alien than freaking Alien Romulus because I heard what happened in that movie. It's the commercials. Again, that's an excuse, Josh. Don't make excuses. I've done podcasts with movies on YouTube, and I'm going to do one. I'm still doing American Werewolf in Paris on Peacock, whether there's ads or not. I don't care. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's pretty deep. Blood-sucking nastiness. Yep. This is well written. Yeah, yeah. This is not a Joker that I'm highly fond of. Even the one in Batman Beyond was better than this, and the Return of the Joker, it was better than this. At least Mark Hamill did the voice. Here it's like the horror. It's trying to sound like a black version of Mark Hamill. I'm like, don't try to sound like Mark Hamill. There's only one Mark Hamill from Star Wars, just one. You can't copy that. Betsy. There's not much horror in my collection. Well, find something. Yeah, you have Alien. Exactly. You have the Alien films. I'm going to do the first one at least. That's gross. Too much pressure on myself. I, I'm so unfiltered. I tell you exactly what kind of woman I like and what age and whatever. It doesn't bother me. Gay people, they flaunt their stupid flags and throw it in my face, and I'm supposed to accept that? No, it's a sinful lifestyle. Being heterosexual is not. Sorry, it's not. It's the way it was meant to be. See? Man, man, woman. Man, woman. That's how it's supposed to be. I hate to burst your bubble, people, but that's how it's supposed to be. It's the laws of nature. Ask any scientist. Look at that mustachey. We're 56 minutes in. Yeah, it's not that long. Yeah, I was not going to do a long DC movie, not till November, December. And this Joker has claws for some reason. Drink. Trust me, Kevin. I know. I went through movie withdrawal in 2020 and 2021. Don't feel too bad, Joaquin Phoenix. You still got your Oscar. It's like Brie Larson. People bullied her and say she can't act. Go see Room. She won an Oscar for that, and it was fantastic. A woman that can act and she's beautiful and knows she's a woman. That's all I need. That's enough for me, guys. I don't ask for too much when it comes to females. I'm not expecting perfection because there is no perfection. Everybody has imperfections. That's what I think you're going to have to accept. I'm not a creep again. Again, that's from The Dark Knight. Well, this was before Dark Knight, actually. I'm not a Weinstein. Weinstein invited women to a hotel so he could bang them illegally without consent. That's not me. I haven't been to a hotel since last year, and I don't share with anybody but my family, or if I go by myself. Just saying, guys. I'm not like that. I don't lure people into my house. I don't. I go find them. I don't let them come here. Man, his voice is so awesome. You have to have a good Batman voice in a cartoon. And in the new cartoon, Cape Crusader, great voice as Batman. I forgot his name, but I'll remember it when I look it up later. Doing this is not a Weinstein. He wasn't doing that. He was luring people. That's how they do it. They can't go on a date and ask for permission. No, they have to lure people like a fishing hook. Was he having a seizure? Yep. It's an antidote. Joker's still an evil clown, but he's not a vampire anymore. I, I want to do Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I have to get it on Blu-ray because the movie's not on streaming anymore. Mm-hmm. There's nothing Weinstein about, being attracted to a woman. It's what you do. It's the execution. I don't hit women and I don't sexually assault them. That's not me. They know that. I treat them. Women are delicate flowers of this world. I know because I live with three of them: a female dog and my mother and my sister. So, and they're very delicate, and I love them. And the girls that are in my life, I treat them like queens or princesses if they're young. That's the way they should be. Put on a pedestal. Hamish Linklater. Yeah, that's it. Thanks, Josh. But I do. Because I'm meeting a gorgeous woman next week at Comic-Con. You really think I'm going to just go like this? No. I want her to see this face, not cover her with a mask. I know she's married, so I'm not going to say too much, but trust me, she will be noticed. I love hair. I've said that. I've said that without any hesitation. Soft hair on the head is the best hair there is. Not in the nose or on the face or anywhere else. It's mostly on the head because it's so soft and cuddly. She has a sexy voice. She does. I mean, she did a ton of DC characters, Harley Quinn and Raven and a bunch of other DC characters as well. I think she did Batgirl as well in some iterations. She's never done the voice of Supergirl, though. I don't think Tara Strong's done the voice of Supergirl. We got 20 minutes left, 24 minutes, I believe. Yeah, 23 minutes. Without the end credits, like 20. Are my kryptonite. If I were at the Comic Con with you, you would have to keep me from hiding my face. I'm not going to hide my face. Voice message. Nope, she got captured. You saw the sellers. Sir? He wants that neck. Because why would someone ask me, why are you hitting on a girl? Because I'm a heterosexual man. That's not a secret, guys. And hitting on meaning, like flirting with them, not hitting. I don't do that. I don't like to be roughhouse a woman. I don't. No matter how much visceralness I have towards the hobo, I'm not going to go to a Comic Con to beat her up. That's just not my agenda. I don't do that. I don't do that because I want to keep my freedom. People that relinquish their freedom will not get it again. Ask Danny Masterson. Hey-oh. Yeah. See, people are liking my video. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Even if it's just 3 people, that's better than nothing. That's better than lifers in prison. They don't get any attention. But the bars and on the windows. Look how they speak to me. Blah. Yeah, he's not a joke. Like Adam Sandler as Dracula, that's supposed to be comedic. Hey, John, what's up? Hey, Joshua Russell, what's up? How are your weekend? My weekend was fine. It would have been worse, but the Batman vs. Dracula is an awesome underrated movie. The Batman was 2004. Is one of my favorite Batman shows. I think it's underrated. It's good. It's just I don't like the Joker's voice. I think it's a bad redesign, and it's just weird. Penguin is fine. Tom Kenny does a good job here. Peter Stormare's voice, though, is definitely one of the highlights here. He's not in the TV show, but as Dracula, he nails it. He got the assignment. He sounds foreign, but it's supposed to because Dracula's from Romania. Transylvania it's a fictional town in Romania. I know Sweden is not Romania, but still, it's close enough. Beautiful hair. Yeah, I just listen to a woman's voice and I go crazy. I mean, by hitting on, like pursuing women. Exactly. If I met Naya, I wouldn't know how to react because I'm like, you're just so beautiful. I'm like, yeah. Again, when I saw Catherine last year, Catherine Newton, not Catherine Hahn, I'm like, she is absolutely gorgeous. Like I could not stop looking at her. I took one look at that alabaster skin of hers, and I was glowing. I was like, wow, she looks way better in real life than on the big screen because she's adorable, man. She's an angel on earth. That with that gorgeous blonde hair and those large friendly eyes and that sweet face, youthful face that is as long as she takes care of herself, that's all that matters to me. and stays a woman because that's what we want. He's just as good as Mark Hamill and Heath Ledger. This version is the Joker way better than the version from Suicide Squad. It is, but I just don't care for the voice. It just sounds like a black version of Mark Hamill. And the redesign, he doesn't wear shoes. He has an afro. He has like dreadlocks, and he walks like this. It's weird. It's just I'm not used to it. I'm used to Joker walking erect. This really is a good movie. I really enjoyed it. It's worth watching again if you haven't. Yep, they're reverting back to human form. He's loaded. This is a cool imagery right here. The animation definitely it's hand drawn also. It's not CGI, which I do appreciate because I miss hand drawn animation and back in the day. Now everything has to be computer generated because AI and computers pretty much took over during the pandemic. That's why it's good that some DC movies have a lot of hand drawn animation and some of it is CGI for children usually, like the DC Super Pets movie or Lego Batman. hmm If I respond if I saw a girl like that, no, I would probably be running in circles because I'm like, yeah, just I've met three women at Comic Con so far in the the New York Comic Con, and yeah, each time I was like, yeah, I noticed the face first, and I can't move. Gotcha, Pengy. Bombs away. Don't hesitate. Really good animation. Wow, that was a creepy imagery. Yeah, there's a lot of creepy imagery here. That's why I put it for the month of October because Dracula's just so creepy here. He's never taken as a joke. Stomer's voice isn't menacing, and he has this aura to him here. He's not a joke. It's not played for laughs. I'm glad because I'm like, yeah, he's a very haunting and formidable foe. He's like Ra's al Ghul with fangs. That's what it reminds me of. That's an awesome image. It's from Batman Forever. Yeah. Yes, sir. That was a really cool image. My bride. She's not your bride. I don't even think that this is on streaming. This is on Tubi. So if you haven't seen the movie in a while, it's on Tubi for free. You can watch it. I don't think it's on Max anymore. This is really good, man. She is lovely. Like, her voice, fantastic. Yes, I finally did this one, so I'm very happy about it. We're almost done. The score is really good too. I forgot to mention that. It fits this cartoon. See, DC projects don't have to be overly long. You could do it in under 2 hours or less and just tell a good story, and people will show up. Don't pad out a movie. The music for the movie and the show is great, and the theme song that plays. Well, they don't have the theme song here because it's just standalone. Signal. We're an hour and 13 minutes in. We're almost done. I mean, I sat through the Batman, and I did a podcast for that last year. I can sit through almost anything as long as it's not 4 hours long. No, sorry, that's the animated series. He's scratching him up, man. That was a great jump. Mommy. That's great. Hmm. Hmm. SpongeBob. Yeah, it sounds like you can't hear that voice and not think of Patsy the Pirate. There's a new SpongeBob Halloween special on the 10th. I'm going to see it. People shouldn't get upset about musicals. Musicals make money too. I mean, look at Frozen or Tangled or High School Musical 3. Not all of them are going to have the word music in it. It's like in the episode of The Simpsons when Homer rents a western and he thinks it's an action western, and when they start singing, he's horrified. He's like, "They're singing." That cracks me up. Paint Your Wagon, which is not it's a musical. It's not a western, an action western shoot 'em up. It's not. That's hilarious. And there's no stupid punts here. Yep. Batman always is one step ahead of you, Dracula. Bright lights, bright lights. Batman in the sunlight. That is an image I'll remember forever. Yes, sir. Yep, he's not going to sparkle, people. Again, did I mention that this is a really well-made movie? Yep, Dracula is dead. I don't know. Yep, Gotham PD got him. Yep, he caught him. This is a fun movie. I would say, well, watch it again, guys. It's a lot better now than it was when it first came out. Mm-hmm. Anti-hero. Vampires, Patchy. Yeah, yeah. It's the same voice. Yeah, it's a good movie. I think it's aged very well. There's the shadow. And that was Batman versus Dracula. That was awesome. The Batman versus Dracula. Really well done, guys. It's a DC movie I'll never forget. And it still holds up. Stormare was a great Dracula. Yeah, Tara Strong was good as Vicky Vale. There's no scene at the end, right? Or is there? Tom Kenny is the Penguin. Let me fast forward a little bit. Slowly. I don't want it to like skip too much. But this is a fun movie to rewatch. I mean, I'm glad I rewatched it after so much time. There's some CG in the background, but there's no like, it's mostly hand-drawn animation done by animators that really care about this. That's why this got a high rating for a DC animated movie. And let's see, is there a scene at the end? No, there's no scene at the end. So that was the Batman versus Dracula. It was fun to rewatch it after so much time. And it's worth a watch. So if you want to see it for free, it's on Tubi. So thanks for watching. Acknowledge me, guys. Hopefully I'll do another podcast tomorrow or Wednesday. I'll figure it out. But I'm glad I got this done. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one, all right? Take care.